Please get on stage. Please, we are waiting for you. Rule number 2, no notebook. So please put your notebooks back. Put your phones back. I told you should pay critical attention. Do you remember? And actively participate. Do you remember? So this is the... So it's left with 2 people. Away, we are waiting for you. No phones, no notebook, no nothing. Only you. No discussions. The group work is over. Away, please get up. Can we please get mic for them? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you are representing your various stakeholder groups. So you give your opening remark as representing your stakeholder to the case under review. So should platforms be regulated? If they should, why should they be regulated and why shouldn't they be regulated? So your opening remarks as representing your groups. Yeah.
Thank you.
No. That's why I said everybody should participate actively. When I speak, I choose my words well. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I'm representing government. We believe that platforms should be regulated. And should I give my reasons why?
Yes.
So the platform should be regulated for 3 main reasons. Our first reason is that if they are not regulated, they may misuse the data that they will collect from users or as citizens. We have witnessed...
Please listen to me very well, because you must agree to it or discount what he's saying. So pay attention. That's why I've taken everything from you.
We have witnessed situations where some people who hold user data have sold the data out to politicians and other businesses for money. So we want to prevent that from platforms. The second reason we want to regulate platforms is that there are children and minors who could have access to the platform. We need to regulate to set rules on who can use the platforms and who should not use the platforms. So we can have a consensus with the platform owners to determine who should be there and who should not be there. The third reason why platforms should be regulated.
Really? Okay, so next, if you can remember, next person.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so as internet service providers, I believe that digital contents or digital platforms should be regulated. However, as ISPs, we are in this game for business. And so I would say that if we end up regulating digital content or platforms, first of all, we would have increased cost. And then 2, we would have, there's the possibility of blocking legitimate traffic, which would end up affecting our users. Yeah.
But let me get you well. You say it should be regulated, right? Or it shouldn't?
No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't be, okay. Okay, next. Feel free. We are not in a classroom or here. Your fathers are not here, so feel free and speak, okay? Which working group?
Registrar.
Yeah, so feel free and speak. Don't be nervous. Everybody has gone through this. Okay, so whilst waiting for the next group to speak. How you do this and you be the one who broke out the.
Okay, I'm speaking for Group 3, which is NGOs and the end users. We had the majority view that platforms should be regulated, but also there was a minority view that they shouldn't. So we had a minority opposition to the view. Now, we believe that as NGOs, NGOs can represent different things, and regulation of platforms may, in some instances, inure to the benefit of the activities of NGOs and end users, and then it may not in certain instances. An example typically would be something like looking at a recent issue with LGBTQ opinions in the country. There are NGOs or organizations that would uphold the view that LGBTQ activities should persist, and there are some who wouldn't. So we believe that in certain instances regulation may work, and in certain instances also it may not. But we also are of the view that a bottom-up approach would be beneficial. For example, where regulation is not in the hands of government agencies, but rather in the hands of the end users and communities that would oversee regulation of these platforms.
Thank you.
All right, so I represent the security agency. We had a full consensus in our team that content online should be regulated. We agree with government's perspective and the 2 points that they mentioned, but we even feel that fraud is also another reason why we need to regulate content on the internet that would be passing through our system. We also feel that public order and safety is also very important and key. So based on what you also mentioned regarding minors and some ethics that might be of benefit to the country working with the government based on our ethics and morals, we would want to regulate it separately from the platform because they might have a different perspective. We also feel that regulating the content on the internet can help us to secure our borders for national interests, especially with regards to terrorism and things like that, where people even stream these hate crimes that they commit and things such. So those are the few points that we feel is vital that we must look at in order to regulate content and not stop people from posting, but making sure that the national interest is served by making sure that we are secure.
Thank you. Oh.
Okay, so we represent the registry and the registrar. So we are not content creators, but like we provide domain names to these. Yeah, so we agree that the digital platform should be regulated.
Should be regulated.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you've heard the submissions from your compatriots. What are your views to what they have said? And so far, there is no clear understanding and no clear agreement among all the stakeholders that should be regulated or should not be regulated. So based on what they have said, what is your stance based on what they have said from your original stance? from your original stand, you already have your opinion, but you've heard what others have said from their constituencies. So based on what they have said, do you still stand by your original view? Or they have made certain submissions that will make you to change your original stance? Is that clear? Okay, so that's the stage we are now.
Thank you. So far, only the ISPs disagree that the platform should be regulated. And their point is that if it is regulated, they are regulated, it will prevent some traffic from going through the platform. So we are saying that kind of traffic, let us see it. Let us see whether that traffic is legitimate, whether that traffic it has a common good, whether it benefits everybody. Because if that traffic will not help the common community, all of us here, we should all agree that it shouldn't go through. Yes, if we all agree that it shouldn't go through, then it will not go through. If we don't all agree, then maybe we would allow them to go through and see the consequences of that traffic, and then we can take further action.
Okay, so he's talking about traffic. How do you monitor that traffic? No, I think should be the concern of, I think, the end users. They are talking about traffic moderation. How is that in your interest? Do you agree to the moderation of the traffic? It means there must be an interception of contents. Yes. Who next? Who wants to take that?
I think it could be problematic. If, for example, you want to begin to monitor traffic, that would be, or it would possibly be a privacy infringement from the perspective of the end user. So in that regard, it may not necessarily work unless there is a way to do it where, nobody can tell, what I'm looking at or see, where I'm going and which sites I'm visiting, for example.
So, back to you. Who wants to make an input? Either for him or against what he has said, or any other input that you think all the other stakeholders need to know?
Okay, so I did mention legitimate traffic. So I think if he's requesting that, I am saying that legitimate traffic might be blocked, and then he would want to see what kind of traffic we are talking about, then that would be tough, because as an ISP, I believe that it's our duty to protect customer data, and so we cannot disclose that information to the government.
Okay. Oh. Any other views? Do you agree to traffic moderation? So that is interception of what is to be posted. So whilst you are typing and want to post, they want to see what you are posting is good or not. Do you get it? That is traffic moderation. So do you agree to it, representing your stakeholder? So speak to the mic.
I don't agree to it because I feel end users' information needs to be protected and not like let loose for them to know, for everyone to know. Yes.
Okay. Frank, your group, which group? Security. So there's a submission here on traffic interception. What's your view?
Unless the statistics can actually prove us right, I don't think it's significant traffic that can enable us to overlook public safety. So we feel that in as much as there's a volume of traffic that would come into the system based on the allowances that are done by the platform, we feel that letting go of that amount is reasonable enough to make sure that the borders of our country, as it were, even though it's virtual, is protected. So we still feel that we need a much more compelling case in order to move ahead, as it were.
Okay, so your stance is you are agreeing to the traffic regulation, but it should be looked at better. Is that it?
So I agree that we should regulate. We must regulate.
Okay.
But I think the point that was mentioned was the bottom-up approach, where we could have end users also being in the discussion when the security agency is looking at what is acceptable and what is not. That I agree to. But I don't think there's enough traffic that should let us stall caring for our security needs.
Okay. Government, right? What's your stance? If anybody has any other submission to anything else somebody has said, you can go ahead. JC, you have something? Okay.
Okay, so we will lower our expectation to intercept data because we want you to.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
Are you listening? Are you taking the experience? Please go ahead.
End users, we want you to be free. Share your data. ISP, we want all traffic to come through. But with freedom should come responsibility. So if any traffic comes out and it causes happiness in the environment, we are happy as government. But if there's mayhem, there's commotion, your business will also be affected. If people are fighting on the streets, nobody has time to go and sit down and buy data. So would you be willing to share with us the traffic that caused that mayhem so that the person bears the rigors of the law?
Definitely, the government is requesting, then the right procedures must be followed, I believe. And so we have the law, of course, and so I believe we have the national security as well. And so for this information, obviously it's customer data. If it has to be released, then I think the government has to collaborate or work hand in hand with national security and the law for us to release that information.
Security should be preventive rather than reactive. So we would not want to wait for an incident to occur before we start asking for data in order to check. In as much as it's borders on the rights of end users and what they are posting, there needs to be some agreement in there. If we wait for something to happen, we would have failed at our jobs already. So we want to prevent such a situation. So maybe if we could all come up with ideas that would help all of us to be able to meet halfway, that would be
Are you
beneficial.
watching? Yes, go ahead.
If not, the best way would be to stop it at the grassroots, which might not be helpful for the ISPs and the end users. But we are malleable, always looking towards preventing the issues from escalating before.
Registry, end user, do you have any input? Yeah. Daisy wanted to speak.
Security, I believe you know that there are proactive and there are reactive incidents, and so I'm not certain that it's every time that you will be able to identify or catch an incident right before it escalates.
Registry, end users, any inputs? End user, any input? Okay, so what's the way forward? What's the way forward? Yes.
So tomorrow we'll call for a stakeholder workshop to draft a policy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's listen. Go ahead.
I'm inviting all of them with first thoughts. I'm inviting all of them, including all EGIFA fellows in training, Pedrazi Lodge, and we'll sit down and do a draft policy, and then we'll share it with the House of Parliament for them to ratify into a bill.
Other stakeholders, any submission to that? Yes. Any?
Yeah, so I would say that we have all agreed that it must be regulated based on the points given. I think
Have you all agreed? Registry, have you agreed?
with it's not a full consensus. It's a consensus because it's just one party that is a little bit still on the border because they don't want their content to be regulated. But we feel that it must be regulated. But the discussion at Producer must be on how we would effectively do so to protect the national interest. Thank you.
Yes. Any further? Okay, closing remarks for everybody. So we'll go all over one again. Closing remarks.
Yeah, so I'm grateful that all partners have been able to, all stakeholders have been able to share their perspectives and the issues that they have at hand. But we have all been able to weigh the needs, and we feel that going forward by regulation might be beneficial. And we continue to extend our hands as the government has already invited us for us to all discuss and come up with a policy that will be guided from the bottom-up approach to make sure that it's not dictated by government, but make sure that every stakeholder is actively involved and agrees in order to be able to communicate effectively to the end users who would be at the brunt of this discussion.
Thank you. Security.
I think as end users and NGOs, we are happy with the position. As much as we agree that regulation should happen, we also believe that there is a good amount of responsibility on the side of the end user also to the kind of content that are posted and the kind of things we do. So we do believe that a bottom-up approach would be the best way to go.
Thank you. Yes, registrar. Closing remarks.
Okay, so we appreciate that other stakeholders were able to come up with their challenges and all that. And we also believe if we use the bottom-up approach, it will help. And finally, we just agreed that it should be regulated, the digital platform. Yeah.
Thank you. So they've also now changed their position. Have you noticed it? Okay, yes.
Okay, so I think I've heard from all other stakeholders, and hopefully the consensus would arrive at resolution or probably have an alignment where the other stakeholders would change their mind and not interfere or not regulate digital content or platform.
Thank you.
So as government, everybody's interest is at heart. We want to ensure that everybody enjoys the internet space so that nobody encroaches on each other's rights. So we'll be looking forward to the policy drafting meeting. We encourage you to share the subject with all your constituents as well, so that they can also give you input, which we can address holistically at the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, let's give them a rousing applause. So what you've just witnessed is what really goes on. This is the reality of what goes on. And in Ghana, so you can put people on the spot. When I say get ready, get ready. So the next 3 days, get ready. Thank you very much. Yes. Please wait for pictures. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. To them, no, you can't ask them questions. Sure.
Practical, what happened? Like right now, we're having one still standing on her position, and for 3 have changed. Government is still there. So what happened?
The discussion will keep on until the consensus is reached.
Seriously?
Because the policy must be in favor of everybody.
Wow.
So to continue.
So you don't have any time frame when they should
No.
Hey. So 1 year, we are going.
Oh, this policy has been 2 years. The domain transfer is 2 years. So policies can travel for quite a long time.
Hey.
Yes. Yeah.
So in line of that, will you get a point where people bid for compromise? Like they have to.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why you must be able to convince the others.
Okay. I'm just looking at a point where there might be elements of corruption and ethical compromise and all those things. Where, because this government, some will try to, like, I don't know, kind of compromise their ethics and it impacts the whole thing, building corruption. This is Africa, this is Ghana. Right. I'm just making a point. So this is Africa and this is Ghana. So how, worst case scenario, because this can drag to like years and all of that. So as a young person learning or seeing this practicality, what should be my stand growing up?
Do you remember who wants to answer? Yeah, Derek wants to.
Derek, hi.
I want to say that you are there representing a sect. You are there to represent a sect. And the ideologies of that sect is what you are carrying there. It's not necessarily, you are not just there to carry your own ideologies or whatever. That's how come the one representing government said that they will go for other consultations. That other consultation, definitely he will go and do his homework. The other stakeholders will also go and do their homework, and they will come back stronger to argue their points out.
Okay, so when you are engaging, yes.
Sorry, I didn't get what answership as in bribery. Yes. No, I mean this is different. We are talking about ICANN here. It's not local.
Okay,
so from here, and that's why it's encouraged that every stakeholder gets on board. So you have your say, you have a word. It's a large room, it's a big room. So we want everybody to come to the table and say, this is what I feel about this. Nobody bribes anybody. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
So do you all remember the public comments?
Yes.
Do you all remember the public comments? Mm-hmm. So public comment can take the whole policy meeting back to square one.
Yeah. So
it is an open forum. So if you think there was a compromise, you put it in the public comment, the policy will go back to stage one, based on your comments.
The regulation, just that the how.
Yes.
So her position is not that they still don't want regulation, but her position has changed from we don't want regulation to how are you going to regulate. So from there, when they now move to maybe the next stage, it will move from then the how will now and the how was what the end user proposed that then we should go with bottom up. So from there, every stage they will get to, there will be a compromise and you begin to get resource. But actually, the African mentality thing, yes, it happens because sometimes we also see parliamentary proceedings that people can intentionally not come to parliament just to allow others to pass whatever they want to pass. But this, this is also a learning curve that when we also go to programs like that, we don't compromise ourselves. Even if we are changing our positions, we make sure that what we are doing, we do it with a little bit of integrity. Yeah.
Desi wants to make an input. Yes.
So I was talking about traffic, but then I think government mentioned that they wanted to have a hand in how the traffic is passed or how the traffic is regulated. I don't think I mentioned, or I don't remember mentioning that or ISPs are willing to give out. The statement I made was, if there should be an incident and government wants or needs the data of an individual or something, right, then they need to partner or go through the right procedures with the national security to request for that information.
Yeah, so I wanted to say that this is fine in the ICANN space. But the question is, when policy is being drafted for Ghana, the stakeholders don't have an equal voting power. That is the difference with ICANN.
No, I think, and that was showing in his submission.
Yeah.
Please, these are not personal issues. The person is representing
A conscience, yes.
So please don't take it personal. You get it? Okay, so he was speaking as if he owns everybody. The government was speaking as if they own everybody. No. And they think that because they are government, they are... Because they think they are government, they are above everybody. So this training is not just for fun. This should tell you that when one day you become the Minister of Communication in your country, know that you have equal votes to any other stakeholders. Do you understand? So that is the essence of all this practice. Somebody says in the African context, money changes hand. But after this training, will you go and do that again? And with the mindset that each stakeholder has equal vote, will you still go and be bullying others thinking that you own the internet? Will you do that?
No, but my point is that in as much as we are thinking about the global scale, right? If the nation bans the internet, the global world cannot do anything about it.
Okay, so at the first place, you as a fellow, you understand that everybody uses everybody has equal interest in the internet. The businesses. And will you just get up and say because of a so-called cybersecurity issue, you shut down the internet? Are you considering the number of people who rely on the internet to survive? The millions that you are going to make people lose. So with this training, you won't do that. No. So when they want to do it, you will tell them that, Charlie, the internet is not for us. It is everybody has equal interest. Do you get it? This is the essence of all this training. So that you don't go out there and still go back with the old mindset that the internet is for the government. The internet is for the cybersecurity people. The internet, everybody has equal interest in the internet. That's the essence.
So what I'm trying to say, I agree with your point. My point is that we should try and then make sure that there's an equal voting measure. Because I think that is what is different. Almost when government is doing policies, they always bring people together. But whether they've already made their mind, you just come and talk and then they'll make their decision. You were called, but you don't have an equal voting power. So that's what I'm saying, that I think that's what is setting ICANN apart, that they allow each stakeholder group a limited number, which is balanced with everybody. So you can't...
Even with that, I still think that with the ability to convince, it is not your duty to let that person know that, Charlie, the internet is not for only you. With the consensus building that we have just experienced, you'll be able to you allow the person to speak, but you explain to the person finally that, Charlie, it is not like that. It's not like what you are thinking. This is it. And who knows, the person will now change his mind and will not still insist on what they brought from home or what he has been told to come and implement. The fact is that the person has been told, come, make sure the internet is shut. It is not the buga that will make the person not to shut the internet. It's the compromise, it's the convincing, it's the consensus that you're able to reach with the person. Depends on how you put it. It won't happen. Do you get it? So that's all this exercise. You go back home, even the way you negotiate with your husbands and wives, with your children, with everybody, even your workplace. When you are negotiating, you think about how do I build consensus? Do you get it? So this is all the essence of this exercise. Yes. So we are closing at 5. That's a... Yeah. No, Jeff raises down first.
Yeah, sorry everyone. I think earlier, because my energy level had dipped, I couldn't properly gather my thoughts, so I'm satisfied now. So I'd like to add something small.
Okay.
Let's take Twitter for instance. On Twitter, there's something called community note. if you put information out there, whether the information is accurate or inaccurate. Even if it's accurate, the community knows to put context. The information may be accurate, but there will be context. For example, you can post 100 Palestinians were killed. Yes, they were killed, but they were killed in 2015. But then you've posted it today. It's accurate information, but the date wasn't added. So something like that, Twitter can flag it and post, yes, this happened, but it happened 10 years ago. That is also part of content moderation. But then if we are to take away content moderation and say, let's everybody post anything, wahala, as my sister said. And like what is happening in Togo, somebody woke up one morning and decided to incite the people and remind them of their pain. People got angry, and then now people are dead. So there's consequence for whatever we put out there. So there should be emphasis on education. For example, if I open Twitter and I see a post and I see paid ad, I know it's somebody has been paid to post that. Then immediately I see that, I'll scroll. If you've noticed, if there's paid ad on any post, people don't engage because they know we are trying to get them to pay money to do something. So there should be a conscious education that, okay, this post you are seeing, maybe it is politically sponsored to trick people. There should be flags. The post may not be necessarily taken down. People have a right to express their differing opinion. But then there should be flags and context for people to be aware of whatever they are engaging and the content they are consuming. I think that is the small thing I'll add.
Thank you very much. Yes. I'm avoiding pronouncing your name so I'll not be put forward.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I think I enjoyed this section. It's very educating. And what I would say is, like Dr. Gloria said, that we need more people. And I think here, if we are up to 52, even if we are just 40, if we can educate 10 persons each, that is good 400. And we tell these 400 to educate 2 to 10, and it goes round and round. So I would say it's not just about me going with this education. What do I do with it matters. Anyway, let me not say all, but most of us use social media. So can we use our social media handles to educate others on, see, you have a say on that table. Go there and say something. Because sometimes we think money changes hands. It's true it happens, but not in all cases. At times, policies are being made and people don't turn up. We call for town hall meetings, people don't come up. So only those that have put in their mind, this is the policy we want, are the set of people that will be available for the meeting. Then what do you expect? The same thing that you don't want. So I think it's high time, as we leave the fellowship, we go out there and tell others that, see, you have a say here, you are a stakeholder, and don't just keep quiet.
Okay, so I think let's take the last one.
That's the last one, yes.
All right,
Karen, please take over.
All right, so thank you very much.
Photo, please, you take them pictures, then you are done. Okay. Oh, yeah, you can take your seat. Please clap for them. Karen.
All right, so this will be like a point of information or something I want to inquire about. So we are speaking about consensus building here, and then during the training, the online sessions and other things.
Somebody's on the floor.
We learned about certain countries limiting their citizens from certain things on the internet. We are talking about openness. Now, ICANN doesn't control the content of the internet here. So what has been the strategy so far? Because at the end of everything, what we are looking at is that the internet will be open, borderless. So if you take a country like South Korea or North Korea, who, have restricted some of the citizens. Even if you are not a citizen, you go there, there are certain contents you can't access. What have been the strategy with ICANN? Trying to build consensus with those people to make the internet open. What has been done so far? I just want to know.
The duty of ICANN is not what is posted online. It's not accessibility. It's the IP management and the rest. And that is it. So if they don't want to engage in everything, and nations also have their sovereignty, and nobody can interfere in their sovereignty. So that is it. ICANN does not busy themselves with everything that regards to the internet. So it will be good if those within, and one more thing, when you want to make a policy, go to the right people. So for instance, you want to change the age that somebody should be able to access the internet. If you want to do that in Ghana, where do you go? Where do you go? Do you go to Parliament? Or you just get up to and instruct the Cybersecurity Authority to do it? No. It must be a law. Do you understand? So you must go to the right source to get what needs to be done. So in this case, in the case of the Korea that you mentioned, if you want to address that case, who is supposed to handle it? You must first be able to identify who is supposed to handle those things. Give the person explanation. Then they cannot go back to their various countries and tell them, oh, Charlie, this one, you're not doing well. So identifying where to go first, and now put in your consensus building strategies. And now get your voices heard outside there. So it is important. Thank you very much.
It's been a great time.
Nice one. Please, consensus building applies everywhere. Who agrees? Are we together? So at home, you have children, and then probably so what should I use? Maybe you want to go for a vacation. Then the husband says, let's go to A place. The wife says, oh no, let's go to B. Then the child says, no, let's go to C. What will you do? Most of the times, from where we are coming from, what daddy says is final. But no, so I'm just trying to draw our attention that this is key. You can apply it everywhere, even in your house, at work, at church. It just means you are giving a listening ear to somebody else to see if the person makes sense, because obviously everybody makes sense. Okay, so it's been long. How is day one for you? Maybe just two, then we'll do something. Hey, I like what's going on. How is day one?
Thank you so much. Day one has been so great for me personally, and at least I was able to put the names to the faces I saw, especially my team leads, and also I saw the team too, and full of learning. So it's been so much good. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Okay, so if I ask, I have. Okay, so 2 questions in one. I want you to tell me who has been very active today. No, so you raise your hands and you let me know. Okay, so I'm asking, so who has been very, very active today? I just want one person. So, no, it cannot be all of us. So, who has been, no, class, the reps per their role, we see them active, so they are out. So, I want nomination. Okay, why are you nominating? Okay, so you nominate and you justify. Okay. All right, so what's the other?
Okay. Thank you very much. Frank asked questions, answered questions, was part of those who were representing the various sectors, and he made us know that he's a homeboy.
Okay, so to be fair, not everybody sat here, so let's not include this one. Yes, so
that notwithstanding,
yes,
in all
sessions,
sessions,
okay.
he asked questions, he answered questions in almost every session. So
okay, nice one. So who else? Who else wants to nominate somebody? Good. Please keep Frank in mind.
Yeah, I think Awoya was also very active.
Okay.
Even when they started with the nomination of what's the name, the class rep, she was nominating other people and trying to get involved in the whole process, and also asking questions and answering.
Thank you. Okay, so Awoya is.
Again, I wanted to mention that.
Okay, so
the lunch, breakfast, and all of that. I observed that she was very
Okay.
active. Yeah. So I second.
Okay, you second. Thank you. Who else wants to nominate somebody? Nice. Please feel free.
Okay, so I will choose Daisy.
Okay.
I think she's also been very active. She's
Okay.
been asking questions right from the beginning.
Okay.
And then she's been participating, so I'll choose Daisy too.
Okay. So 3. Frank, Awoya, and then Daisy. Who else?
Well, I'm not nominating. I'm supporting a nominee.
Okay.
And that's Awoya. And I will tell you why.
Okay.
Not that she's all over. I mean, she was all over. But the fact that by nature you can tell she's somebody that is very timid. So for her to be able to overcome her timidity, you could tell that the stage presentation was like heaven will fall down on her. But she overcame that.
Yeah.
And personally, as an educator, I love that. So it's not about what you can do, but it's about what you do when it's beyond what you can do. And for
Sure.
that, I nominate her.
Nice one. Thank you. Any other nomination? Hey. So Derek, please write the names for me. Joseph. Okay. Okay, so you wanted to nominate somebody. No, not, please don't add the conversation there on stage because not everybody had the opportunity to be there. Yes.
I think I will endorse Awoya, just as my sister said.
Okay.
She has been able to overcome her fears. It's not easy, sometimes the public speaking is difficult.
It's difficult. Nice. All right. So, okay.
All right. So
how many? Yes. So we have Frank, Daisy, Awoya, and then yes, the others. Okay.
All right. So of course I came with her from Sunyani, so of course I will endorse Awoya. Dear Awoya, you are doing well. Okay. All right. So the next person will be Sadiq. The reason, let me give you a reason, because he's actively watching all those who are active. Thank you.
Wow, that's a good one. Okay, thank you. So we have 4, right?
I will nominate. Is it Awoya? Yeah, this lady.
Awoya.
Yeah, because
Okay.
as an officer, anytime you are somewhere and then one person is down, the whole team is down.
Okay.
So if
One man down,
the whole team is down.
Okay.
So if you're able to make that one man also stand up or follow the team, I will for her.
Okay.
So
Wow. Nice. Okay. Okay. So we have how many?
We have 4.
We have 4.
We have Daisy, we have Awoya, and Sadiq.
Okay. So do we all agree to the 4?
Yes.
The last one is here.
The last one?
Yes.
Who?
Nominating everybody.
Oh.
Because I watch carefully, nobody knows stuff. Okay.
Beautiful. Yes, that's a plus. Okay, so we have 4. Okay, so the first nominee was Frank. So how many people want to vote for Frank? Yeah, we are going to vote. Yes. Okay, so how many want to? Please, you have the chance to vote once. Yes, so. Okay. Don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get there. All right. Oh, don't worry. We are. So how many? Don't worry at all. Frank. No, Frank. I mean, if you don't want to raise your hand, that's okay. Okay. Need a number. Okay, so the last one. Sadiq. How many want to vote for Sadiq? Okay. So it's obvious, right? So Awoya, and then the next one is Daisy. We are good, right? Okay, no problem. I'm coming. Daisy. So for them. And then for you. Oh, yes. Okay, so you see why I said I needed the numbers. And then things will fall naturally. Sometimes you don't need to fight like that. Everything falls down. Okay, so that's on that note, we are done for today. And then let's get a volunteer to give us a closing prayer. Please, we are coming full force tomorrow, God willing. 9 a.m. We are taking off at 9. If you notice, we're supposed to do an introduction today, but we were not able to do it. I am coming. If you're able to come early tomorrow, you see that introduction, there's a reason I'm telling you. That introduction is important. So everybody keeps telling you, oh, make friends, know somebody. Probably you're looking for a service. And somebody here can provide that service. Okay, so tomorrow you introduce, you tell us your name, what you do, where you work, services that you provide, you let us know. Then you start building the connections from there. Okay. I hope you know that some people after here, they got married. Oh. Okay. Nice one. Okay, so, oh, they are not aware. Okay, so, hey, please, are we together? So, as part of your introduction, you also tell us your marital status. And then you let us know if you are ready, searching, or you are taking. No, we don't want any complications. No, so you are ready, you are open, to mingle. No, then don't waste anybody's time when you are ready, right? Because maybe you may not know. And we have him. We have the husband here. It's not a joke. Oh. On that note, let's just pray tomorrow, okay? When we come, we'll do that. So who is giving us the prayer? God's way. Please, let's be in the mood of prayer, okay? We are praying.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amen.
So thank you very much. Our online community, we acknowledge you. We'll catch up with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.